Okay. No. God damn it. Come on. I would love to watch this live on another tab. Come on. Come on. Okay, let's see if we can hear this. Sorry, guys. Test, test, test. I guess I'll just have to watch it on my phone. What's up, man? All right. Sorry, I haven't tested this setup yet. So, let's see here. Let's see what happens here if I do this. Tell me if you can hear this. Y'all hear that? One more second here. Okay, so where's that coming from? No, oh, the tab. There's like so much audio going on. All right, cool. Sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second here. I don't. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear that too. Okay. All right. So.
Nice driving. You've done it. Congratulations.
Name that game though. You know what this is from? Pugsy. Sega Genesis, man. If you haven't seen that game is fucking crazy. This is from a driving game.
Nice driving. You've done it. Congratulations.
Can't remember what Sega game that is, but anyway, these are like not really set songs. I just like dumped a bunch of samples in here that I'm trying to like fuck around with. Doodle around with. They're not really anything that might come out of it, but we'll just see. And meanwhile, I'm gonna turn my mic up. There we go, so you can probably still hear me. Okay, so.
Nice driving. You've done it. Congratulations.
Alright, let's see here. What the hell is on that? Oh yeah, this is such a sick ass fucking sample. Okay, so
you know they just want you to bleed, right? I'm here to do whatever they need me to do. You know, if they need me to bleed, then I'll bleed for my team.
bunch of them. This starts out with, let's see.
You understand? Everybody loves their soldiers until they come home and stop fighting. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? You know they just want you to bleed, right? You understand? Everybody loves their soldiers until they come home.
So, you know, this is hard to like arrange because honestly it's on two different things. I can't, so it's hard to switch over. So like this was the final, I would assume, but you have to switch over. You have to like, yeah, so you have to switch over to E. Ton of kits, and let's see, so this snare is this with this combined, so it's like, but you can sample it to back to like one pad, so that's kind of cool. Sometimes they have two kicks. Let me see. So that was kind of something I was trying to like do. I think that's really it though. Let's see what else is.
Hey, you know, you're a pretty wonderful girl.
Am I?
I don't know why you've been so nice to me. You're a pretty wonderful girl.
It's, you know, what's funny about this thing is this is where I started. Like, I think I showed you guys the old sampler, like, last week. This is the newest one, and this is not even the more popular one. If I turn on this light and showed you this, this will wash out everything. Look how bad this light, I wanted this light on, but it just fucking kills the whole scene here. So, the more popular one is the Sp-404, like SX or something. That one is like #1 used for lo-fi beat tape people that are making those kind of beats, stuff like that. So it's so easy because there's one sound effect on here that I'm trying to find, and it's called here it is, number 16, vinyl sim. So you go. It constantly puts a channel of white fuzz here, and you can like filter it out to how loud you want it. Obviously you don't want it that loud. I like to keep it just kind of like right around there, and then this will warp it. This will warp it like someone's putting their hand on a piece of vinyl while it's trying to go, you know, it like makes it sound all fucked up. Watch, here's it without it. And as I slowly turn the knob, watch. Flutter. So it's totally weird, like, but you have to like turn it off. See now, see, if you choose other samples, you're like, I still hear the fuzz. You have to go back to where you set it, and then turn it off. You see what I'm saying? So it's an interesting little sampler here. That just, yeah. So I tried to copy them on. You know, this is not how you do stuff. You want to stick to a bit, like, see how it says like A, F, and then B, G. Like I guess the A is the first 12. Like the F is the other 12 on the same side of the coin. See, or I mean, it's like the same coin but both sides. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options for that. So 5 coins with 2 sides to each coin. So B, bank B, didn't have anything really on it. Now if you hit it again, that's G. It's the same as the exact thing. So let me see here.
Hey, Slim.
Oh yeah, I know what this is. So.
Hey.
Let's see.
I thought you were on special assignment.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-road paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim. Hey, Slim.
What?
You ever think of working with a partner?
I thought you only worked alone.
There's a first for everything.
I'll think about it.
I'm much better company than a dog, you know.
I don't know, you can fuck around. So, hitting the cancel button like 3 times will stop everything, because it'll just like overhaul the shit out of your stuff. Let me see here.
I thought...
So that wasn't the one I wanted. I wanted that one. Here. It gives it that lo-fi beat tape sound. This is why it's the most popular one, though. Like, this is really why, though. Like, this thing is used basically for that entire workhorse to make it sound that way. And you know, and it's weird because this is like harder to make beats on this. If I were going to start to make beats, I don't know if I would start here. Can you remake Limber Up? Yeah, I could. It'd be really hard though, because you would have to sample each section here, which you can do on. I can take the ones off of here, like all the sound waves. What's cool, there's software that comes along with this, that if you don't want to just sample into it, obviously there's a fucking audio in on this thing, and you can just sample it like anything you want, which is super simple. because you just hit start and play while you're, just scrolling through sounds. But if you don't, there's a software that you can load the sounds in. It looks just like this. It looks like 12 squares, and then you just load in the sounds through that. And when you put the smart card back in to this thing, it's all there. So, and if you take out the smart card, it's totally screwed. This thing does not work without it. You can get them pretty cheap. I think you can find them for like $6. I think it goes up to 32 gigs or something, which is way too much. Like I thought I was gonna have to need that, and really a 4 or an 8 gig is all you need, because WAV files aren't that big if they're not that long, and you don't really want long samples in this thing, because it'll trip over its own shoes. You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to trigger like a few of them at the same time. Be cool with Limber Up. I wonder if you can hear it. Oh, I guess I don't have it. Oh well. I don't have it on there. Oh, it's in my waves. Let me see here. Limber Up. Tell me if you can even hear it, though. Hold on. Really? Oh, I think it was called Shadowgate. Yeah. For some reason, I called it Shadowgate. I don't know why, but tell me if you can hear it. Which I... Ooh. It's playing, not through, like, OBS. Oh, well. That sucks. Anyway, that's the song. I will try to find that, but it'd be kind of cool to redo that through here. The thing is, though, it's kind of pointless because, I mean, this thing just triggers sounds. And if you start thinking like this is software, you'll totally fail. Like, this thing is meant to be old school, limited, and I think you make your best work sometimes when you don't have a shit ton of options, because it keeps it real. So what I would do is put YouTube through this thing, or put like a CD player, or like your MP3 player, or like iTunes or whatever. You just want to just learn how to cut samples in this thing. Send whatever into it, and then you can actually go online and learn. You can like hit the record button, and that'll make it wait for a pad, and then when you're ready to start, you hit it again, and it samples, and when you're done, you hit it again, and there's your sample. So
I thought you were on special.
See, I pumped these in through the software, though, because I want them exact. And then you can use this mark button, which you keep seeing on here, to kind of fine-tune the sample to loop, but it's very hard. This brought back like some anger I had from like 1995 or 6 or something. I haven't used one of these samplers in so long, and oh boy, I'll tell you, man. Like, actually, I gotta get that noise out of here. Hold on. Thank you. So this thing is limited, and I'm saying like this got a lot of cool sample. There's a lot of cool effects, but really though, when it comes to this part, if you trigger too many stereo samples, I think it turns some of them off, so you can't trigger more than a few at the same time. But if you're making lo-fi stuff, you don't need to have it in stereo. Like, I had to break that rule of always trying to have stereo samples in here, because really it's meant to sound like a tape, so it's, or like a VHS, or like a, so you gotta kind of have to fuck around with it. But so far, let's see. God, that's just one snare. That's it on that entire bank. Let's see what's in here.
Weren't you just here, Guardian?
Destiny.
Stay here on Earth if you can. Less complicated.
So, I think what I wanted to do was pump like a synthesizer through this, and kind of like play those samples like over it to make it like.
Weren't you just here?
There's a band I used to listen to when I was a kid. It's like it's an electronic group. It's called FSOL, and they would do a lot of soundscapes where they would take samples and they'd play like synthesizers and they'd mix this giant vat of sounds. And this is kind of, I thought, what I was trying to do with this. I was going to sample, what's his name from Destiny 2? The gunsmith? I can't remember his name, but I was going to sample some stuff that he said and then play someone like synths through it. Oh God, there's that sample again. I think that just loops, just to give some like ambience. That's pretty much it, guys, for this one.
You know that.
I think I played like everything. Let's just jam on that more time. Such a sick sample. Let's play that with that effect. So, you know, you just gotta pick your samples, man. Like, reverb. Yeah, baby. Anyway, guys, I just want to kind of show you this thing. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I do have another little piece of gear I wanted to like show you. See, I don't have anything on here. I might not even use like any of this stuff, honestly. Like, these are cool samples to fuck around with, but to really build a song, I think the only one that I did was like
I thought you were on special assignment.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-road paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of
That's
your
like
head.
the one that I actually did.
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
you can resample too, like.
Put them on the machine. Put them on the machine. Put them on the machine.
Hell no. There's a beautiful little thing in...
So there's the beat. So like you can hear I did all that like separately. Like.
I thought you were on special assignment.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-world paid vacation. You can stop staring at...
So... Man, that's so fun. Is there really just a snare in here? So watch. So if I want to record, you choose a sample or a pad. Hit record. Oh, actually, I didn't do it right. You just delete that one. You hit delete 2. There's a way you can like resample. Yeah. So resample. Pick a pad. Hit record. Hit stop. Say. So that's now a sample. That's how you build. So you don't want to fill your pads too much. You want to fill them and then slowly like crunch them into like you can make like you can make 12 sounds in one pad again if you really wanted to do that. You want to save room on this thing because there's not that much room. So that's, and then you can loop that, and then you can hit mark. Watch. So you can really fine tune that shit. You can even fine tune it in here with the knobs. You can. It's so, the math is insane. Like you can cut it so down to like the fucking hairs on it, man. I don't know. Anyway, play it backwards. That's a terrible sample to like use for that effect. Sorry. Anyway, let's get delete that one. So you can move samples. Like if you want 2 to be on 3, you can copy and paste. You can, but it's all manual. Like you have to do it with your hands. This is like using a calculator. Like from the fucking 80s, you know, or like a Commodore 60. It's like this thing is so old. It's brand new, but the system is old. You know what I mean? So I'm used to just clicking a mouse, having thousands of sounds, software, blah blah blah. But this thing makes you work for it. But it pays off it like in the end. But like seriously though, I wouldn't buy this thing unless you were really doing like beat tape stuff or lo-fi sample stuff because it just has that sound. It just works really well. If you're trying to produce like real music or anything like dubstep, it's just going to be harder. You can. Plus the sample quality in this is not the greatest. It's good, but if you're going for that super clean audio, this isn't your tool. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I just want to kind of show you this. I don't have anything else loaded on. I might crack a brand new smart card. I did go kind of nuts and buy a few. Let's see. One. So like I went apeshit and I bought a ton of these because I'll tell you something. I'm afraid I'm going obsolete. Yo, what up, man? I will turn on the light for this probably though. So there's dust all over. These are your best cards. Like anything that says pro or like extreme. The thing is they have they have more RAM in it to actually save and load this stuff. If you have an older fucking SD card, it'll take longer to load samples and save sets. But if you have like a faster one, but like this is way too much. I thought this was gonna be the end all, you know, like the most powerful card. Yeah, whatever. These are good. 40 megs a second. It's just a normal like ultra card. It's still newer. I got a 32 gig, a 16 gig, a 16 gig, a 60. Yeah, some 16. These are super cheap. I mean, you can find these for $5. But see, we laugh now. But the problem that I had with smart cards in the past, where they had like the 4 meg and the 16 meg ones, those are gone. You can't find those anymore. And if you do, they're fucking expensive. I have a whole vat of them for my like older sampler, but these are still currently being used at the time of this. But I'm telling you right now, you give this 5 more years or more, you're not gonna. I can't even find 4 to 8 gig ones. Like they're not like hard to find, but they're expensive sometimes because they don't produce them. Now some things of gear only go up to like, you know, like the old gear only use smart cards up to 4 or like 8 gigs. So what are you gonna do? You're like, well, I'll buy a 64 gig. Yeah, but if the gear doesn't support that, then you buy this giant card and it won't fucking work, right? Because there wasn't 64 gigs on an SD card, what, 10, 12 years ago, right? So I don't know. I mean, so like the pieces of gear weren't made for it yet, as far as how large of a smart card you want. Now it's like, you know, 128 gig or more. This is safe. This is safe up to 32, I think. Actually, I think it takes 64, but if you want to look that up, I'm probably wrong. But it's like, seriously though, a 16 gig is fine. Like you don't need anything but this. I mean, because WAV files, like I said, are very small. A drum kick, or like a snare drum, that's like, it's not even, it's like 40 kilobytes or something. It's so small. You can also trim down your samples on here. So if you have a snare and you want to make that even shorter, you can trim it with the mark button, and then you can delete, like you take the rug out from under it. You delete the actual sample, and it keeps just the tail end you have off. Like so let me see if I can do it. Let's copy. God, I haven't been on this thing in so long. You want to go copy 2, 2, 3, record. So now I have the same sample. So if you fuck with that sample, it's fine. So let's make it like even smaller. Let's go to loop. There we go. So see that? So now it's that sample, but it's smaller. You can barely hear it. So then you just, there's a way to delete the rest of it. You can trim it. Import, trigger, effect, sync. Wow, I really haven't been on this thing in a long time. And like honestly, I just got this like not that long ago, and I kind of stopped in I was getting really deep into it, and I kind of stopped for a while. So I forgot here, sample edit. Well, oh no, sample edit's for when you actually want to like you can turn knobs and like get it so fine tuned. If you're good with your hands, you don't have to. I forgot how to trim though. I totally forgot how to trim a sample on here. Anyway, it saves room on the sampler. But like seriously though, you don't need to like do that with like small sounds. So let's just delete that one. Let's see. Is there any like open banks?
Every
Babe, you know, you're a pretty wonderful girl.
There's that one sample again. So you can tell I just used a hi-hat in this, watch. Like, I was doing this. Let's see, where's the actual... So, and then it became that one, you know what I mean? There is a little bit of a sample downgrader, like the actual, like the audio sounds kind of worse when you resample and put them on a pad. But oh well. I mean, that's why I just say you're not trying to make professional Spielberg fucking audio, you know, Star Wars soundtrack audio. You're not gonna do that. Like, let's see. So one is empty. So let's see if I can do this again. Let's see. And you have to learn your samples. Every time you change a bank, these pads change. So it's this is how we used to learn. There's no, you can't type in a name like on software. You can't name your pads. You know, you're stuck with blank pads, and you have to memorize where they are on here and on the smart card. And then you can save a set, and then you go to your PC and you can see it. But as far as it being on here, this is how we used to do this shit. Like, you really had no option. It was like, imagine how many sets I've had to learn as a kid, playing thousands of songs on these kind of, you know, things, and then you just had to basically memorize it. You had to memorize through shapes and the way it was set up. And sometimes you can write down notes. Like, I used to have a notepad, but God, what a painful system. But anyway, so let's just try to like. So if that wants to be a sample, so let's go resample. Wait, hold on. No. Okay, so this is saying that 1 and 4, they have jack shit on them. So it's empty. So I'm going to choose 1. And when I'm ready, you can hit the record button. And I think it'll wait for you. It'll wait for you to start to do it. Watch. There we go. So there's 1. Now let's do loop or gate. Oh, okay, so a bad loop. That's a terrible sample, but anyway, yeah. Some weird shit. Pretty fucking weird. So, you know, that's how it builds. You can do really creative stuff on this thing, like on the fly. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just a sick sample right there. So I took something, fucked it up, and then somehow it worked, because this thing, that's what this thing is for. It's to be creative on. Sometimes sitting inside of a PC, you know, and you're just, you don't get creative. You're sitting there, you have 1,000 sounds, there's all the software. It loses the soul to it sometimes. And this is where I came from. Like, since 95, I came from a box this small, and then bought a synthesizer, and all of a sudden you mash them all up at, you know, like on the same room, you know, and you just fuck with them. And then sooner or later, you're gonna need a DAW though, and you're gonna want like software, but it's just fun to go back in time and play with stuff that basically brought you here to now. It's just a sick sample, you know? Wow. So 4, I'm going to copy that to 4. Let's do this again here. Let's go to copy. Let's go to, hold on. God, I'm still, it's hard. I'm in the dark too. So hold on here. Shift, copy, 1 to 4, record. Okay, so now that copied. So let's go back to that. Oh, you know what? We'll watch this. Check this out. So you want to, okay, say here, I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to show you something. Say you just want to have this copied with the effect on it as a sample again. So you don't have to use the, this effect. So watch, you turn it on, right? Okay, you hit, let's see, I forgot. Is it resample, record, choose an empty pad, record, ready, and there we go. So now here it is. You want, okay, it's on gate, which means it you know what I mean? If you want to turn that off, it'll actually play. So there you go. See, look, this one has the effect on it, right? And now this one does not, because I sampled it and I copied it. So that's how you build stuff. So now I can just beat it up. So now that's set in stone. That'll be there forever. So then you send that to your DAW. You know, if you like that sample and you take it seriously, you can get it out of here and put it into a real software. So this kind of, it's like an idea box. You know what I mean? But some people actually use it for real shit. You can do both. I just like to fuck around on here. And if I do some stuff, that's cool. I'm just a total nerd. I just like to have one of these things. It takes batteries too. Like, this takes fucking AA's. And they last a long time. There's the microphone built into it here. Or there's a mic, you know, you can plug in a mic down here. Yeah. So now that sample's set in stone. Let's hear that without it. So now that one's gone, right? Let's just get rid of that one. Okay. Let's resample, record, choose one, hit record. Here we go. There we go. So now that's back to this one. Of course, you got to turn off gate. See, there's a pop and a click. See, you hear that? So it's not perfectly looped. Good luck. This is the part of it where people stop. They get fucking frustrated. So this is where the mark button will like come in. This is very hard though. Let me see. I crawl all over my chair, guys, when I make music. Sorry, it's pretty annoying. I have hardcore Tourette's. Okay, so let's yo, what up, man? Let's go. You can hit mark at the same time. So let's see if I sampled it right, or looped it right. Let's see. Nah. This is when it becomes very hard. You want to gate it so you can go. So you're not perfect because we're human, you know, and we can't loop stuff sometimes with our hands, and we're not using any syncing gear, so you can go off, you can ruin your song. If you do things off sample and you resample them and then resample that, and you all of a sudden, if you don't do it right, but it is cool because you get that kind of drunk sound where that's how that lo-fi beat tape sound is kind of made. They make it kind of drunk. It's not really synchronized. It's sometimes off on, and it just sounds cool, but you can actually fuck it up, though, if you do it, like, the wrong way. I think we got this going here. Let's try it. kind of. Anyway, that's a sample. See, this is when you don't go too crazy in here. Find the samples that you want, and then you can put them into like actual software. This is a great way to create sounds too. So let's fuck with the sample again. You can just, there's no limit, dude. Like, it's just, it's cool. I mean, like, we already created some cooler stuff off the actual samples. Anyway, guys, well, pretty cool, huh? Well, I think I'm gonna call it though. Anyway, I'm gonna show you more stuff like this. I bought this new thing here, so I can actually give you more than just stereo sound. I can plug in a mic and talk over any like piece of gear that I show you. Anyway, guys, thanks for following. Thanks for subscribing. I will talk to you guys soon. And I might be on here tomorrow playing some games. So thanks for showing me this, guys. Let's see. Oh, what the hell? What am I doing here? How do you turn this thing off? Oh, that's right. OBS, baby.